Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Dallas Cowboys starting corner doubtful to play against Giants. Here's how they could replace him. The Dallas Cowboys ruled cornerback Kalen Carson as doubtful to play in Thursday night's game against the New York Giants because of a shoulder injury, further thinning secondary depth for an important NFC East matchup. Safety Marquise Bell, ankle, is also doubtful to suit up, but the Cowboys reported no other injury concerns leading into the game. While Bell served in a reserve role the first 3 games of the season, Carson has started as an outside cornerback since Week 1. A 5th-round rookie out of Wake Forest, Carson stepped into the starting job in late August when Pro Bowler Darren Bland underwent foot surgery. Bland is eligible to come off injured reserve as soon as next week and is expected to return to the field before the end of October. In the short term, the Cowboys, 1-2, must face the possibility of playing the Giants, 1-2, without either Carson or Bland as they aim to stop a 2-game losing streak. To replace Carson, Dallas could move slot corner Jordan Lewis to the outside and ask Israel Mukuamu to step onto the field. Mukuamu played mostly safety for the Cowboys last season but showed capabilities to defend slot receivers and tight ends during training camp and the preseason. If Lewis remains in the slot, Andrew Booth could play a large role in his first regular season game for Dallas. The Cowboys acquired Booth in a training camp trade with the Vikings. The 2022 second-round pick played in 23 games, making 2 starts, for Minnesota the past 2 seasons and has been inactive for Dallas each of the team's first 3 games this year. Another option to fill in for Carson isn't even on the 53-man roster. Veteran cornerback Amani Oruwariye played in 54 games, starting 36, for the Lions and Jaguars before joining the Cowboys practice squad at the end of August. Oruwariye, a 2019 5th-round pick out of Penn State, amassed 6 interceptions and 11 passes defended in his best career season for the Lions in 2021. Oruwariye's playing time and production dipped after that. He spent time with the Giants last season, giving him familiarity with the Cowboys' upcoming opponent, but did not appear in a game before the team released him in October. New York is also dealing with injuries to its secondary. Cornerbacks Adoree Jackson and Drew Phillips are both sidelined by calf injuries, robbing the Giants of their 2 best slot cornerbacks. That could bode well for Cowboys wide receiver CeeDee Lamb, one of the NFL's most productive pass catchers in recent seasons when working out of the slot. Ranking NFL backup quarterbacks, which team's QB2 is best? Backup quarterbacks are the least important person on an NFL game day roster, until they become the most important. Just ask the 2023 Jets, who lost Aaron Rodgers after 4 snaps and stumbled from serious contender to 7-10. But having the right number 2 guy could mean the Lombardi Trophy, see Nick Foles and the 2017 Eagles. Some teams, such as the Packers and Dolphins, have already had to put their backups to work in 2024, and more will surely follow in the coming weeks. So who is well positioned to weather a quarterback injury or poor performance storm? I rank the current backup quarterbacks from 1 to 32. The error bands are much larger here than for starters. Many of these players are being judged on a very limited sample of actual football. But teams have to make calls on which backups they want, so it's only right we also make a judgment. This list consists of current backup QBs, season-ending injuries excluded, so Nick Mullins, not J.J. McCarthy, is considered Minnesota's backup. 1. Drake May, New England Patriots. I'm high on first-round rookies because the mean expectation for them in year 1 is a below-average starter with upside. That's a pretty favorable assessment compared to the rest of this list. The expectation is particularly high for May, a high-end prospect selected with the number 3 overall pick in April. He threw for 62 touchdown passes and 16 interceptions over 26 starts at North Carolina. Normally, I'd hold not winning the job in training camp against him, but he had solid competition in Jacoby Brissett, and Patriots coach Jared Mayo even said May outplayed Brissett in the summer. This was more about giving May time to develop and putting him in a position to succeed. Given all that, I'm putting May at number 1. 2. Jameis Winston. Cleveland Browns' Derek Carr's resurgence under Clint Kubiak has me thinking about Winston, who recorded a 35.1 QBR over 188 action plays, dropbacks, designed carries and relevant penalties, over 2022-23 in New Orleans, but had a 71.5 QBR in 2021 with Sean Payton. Winston has never posted a QBR below 50 in a season in which he started at least 5 games, which is a stunning fact I can't get over. And that's the number that sold me on putting him this high on the list. It's clear to me Winston should be starting for the Browns over Deshaun Watson right now, and if Cleveland can't see that, it is letting sunk cost fallacy get in the way of rational thinking. Multiple replacement options for Cowboys HC Mike McCarthy emerge. Following the post-game blame game after the Dallas Cowboys' loss in Week 3 to the Baltimore Ravens, some names are being mentioned as possible replacement options for head coach Mike McCarthy. While former New England Patriots head coach Bill Belichick is a popular suggestion to fill McCarthy's shoes, a few other names are also being mentioned. Some candidates feel very obvious, while others are a bit under the radar, NFL writer and expert John Bueller of Fansided said in a September 23 feature naming 5 McCarthy replacement recommendations. McCarthy is in the final year of his contract, and with the Cowboys 1-2 heading into Week 4, some are ready for a change. It seems more and more likely that with each passing week that Mike McCarthy is not the long-term answer for the Dallas Cowboys at head coach, Bueller wrote, adding that it goes without saying that hiring him was a huge mistake. Yes, he can get his team ready to play during the regular season, but there was always a finite ceiling, especially during the NFC playoffs. Bueller's number 1 favorite is an under-the-radar candidate in former Tennessee Titans head coach Mike Vrabel. Look, I don't care if he is labeled as a retread head coach, Bueller said. Don't be stupid. Just hire Mike Vrabel, and thank me later. Bueller says Vrabel could be a top candidate for any number of marquee jobs, both in the NFL and in college, and names Ohio State another possibility for him, if Ryan Day falls short of expectations. When it comes to the Cowboys, Bueller says, Vrabel may be defensive-minded, but he knows how to build a great staff. More importantly, he would command a strong running game in Dallas, one that would get the absolute most out of Dallas Cowboys quarterback, Dak Prescott, benefiting from it. We can argue whether or not Belichick, who will be 73 before the next season kicks off, is the right coach. What's hard to argue is that his leverage with Dallas has never been greater, Sports Illustrated's Randy Gertze wrote in a September 22 feature about Belichick possibly counting dollar signs after the Cowboys' loss to the Ravens. Bueller names Belichick as a replacement possibility but has him at number 4 on the tally. While Belichick would, in theory, be the type of head coach that Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones would concede power to out of respect, is that really what the Cowboys want to do? Bueller asked. Even amid all of their high-profile, on-field struggles and big moments, Dallas has been able to draft well and develop its players. The Cowboys may pay a premium to retain their own guys in free agency, but team building has not been an issue. With that in mind, Bueller gives Belichick a hard pass but says that just because I do not love the fit does not mean the Cowboys will not consider hiring Belichick. Bueller also suggests looking at USC Trojans head coach Lincoln Riley, Detroit Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson, and Houston Texans offensive coordinator Bobby Slowick as McCarthy replacement options. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Mike McCarthy? Leave your opinion in the comments.